Ludus Vulpes.
Welcome to Ludus Vulpes. My name's Kirsty.
And I'm Phil.
You join us as we run through a playthrough of, playthrough and setup.
You lucky people. Bonus, playthrough, setup and review all in one video. You don't have to watch 2 20-minute videos. You don't have to watch 3 10-minute videos. You can watch one video and get all 3 aspects of content for free.
So, as I was saying, you join us as we do a review, setup and playthrough of Chilifox Games' Riverside.
There you go. I will do my best during this video to wind Kirsty up with great commentary and great voiceover voice. Other than that, you're going to see Riverside in its full. So we're going to do setup, we're going to do initial thoughts, and we're going to play through. Yes. Not in that order. We're going to do setup, we're going to do playthrough, and then initial thoughts, and a mini review at the end of it. So you're going to get...
You're going to get it all.
It's 3 for 1.
Wow.
Well, you don't get that at Sainsbury's anymore. In other countries, other stores are available.
Target, Walmart. Anyway.
Fine. Before we start, I would just like to ask those of you out there who are watching this video and are not currently subscribers to hit that subscribe button, because we really value seeing you as subscribers, and it makes us smile and happy. It makes Kirsty do a little dance, and one day, if we have enough subscribers, we'll film that little dance.
Yeah, that's it. But I need to get to 1,000 before.
Is that the target?
Yeah. If you want to see me dance, get to 1,000 subscribers.
There you go. So without any further ado, let's go through setup on Riverside and begin our playthrough. Okay. So we'll see you at the table. Okay. Riverside has a little board. It's a roll and write, but it has a board. So the first thing we're going to do is take the lid off the box. I know, revolutionary. I'm going to put it over here because I like having it in shot if I can. Yeah.
And the rule book is cunningly known as the tour guide manual. Yeah. It gives you a bit of a clue and insight to what the game's about.
We're going to play with the extended version of the game because I literally see no reason not to. Mm-hmm. So you're going to take all of these tiles, and I'm going to pass that part of the box over to Kirsty. You're going to take all these tiles out of the box and just, you're going to give them a bit of a shuffle. Mm-hmm. Now, the extended version has 2 additional tiles. It just increases the length of the river, and there is literally no reason to not play with them because it just extends the game, and the game is not that long anyway. No. So you're going to take these tiles over, you're going to give them a bit of a shuffle, and then at the start, at each end of the river that we are creating, because that is what we are creating, we're going to do this. We're going to put the start and the finish, well, the start and the finish, and this river it's going to loop round and do wonderful things. It's a beautiful river through an Arctic wilderness where you're going to be able to see the northern lights, amongst other things. Polar bears are going to be coming out and eating you.
No, they're not eating you.
Oh, sorry, no. The polar bears are not eating you. The reindeers are coming out and eating you. What?
There's no eating involved. You can go to the brew house.
Okay, let's have a beer instead of polar bear consumption.
There you go.
Okay.
So, each player receives this beautiful play sheet. They're double-sided as well.
They are.
Which is what we like to see.
We certainly do. And you're also going to give each player one of these cunningly designed pencils.
Oh, no.
Now, these are wonderful because not only do they have pencily bits on one end and a wonderful black coloration at the other end, they also have a pencil eraser.
All right, I think people understand how a pencil works.
Look, it's not that simple or that straightforward. Okay. You're going to have your little captain token. We're going to put that there because why not? And here we go. The wonderful, wonderful cruise boat. I'm actually going to put it there on the table. We're going to have a little bit of a zoom in on that. It will probably go pixelated because I'm going to go mega zoom on that. And then we're going to put that on, and the boat starts at the start of that.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. So how does the game work?
What's the story, Phil?
You are a tour guide, and all of your tour guides
Yes.
taking passengers off the boat and taking them to wonderful excursions around this river. And the boat's going to go up the river, around and down the river to the end. So you've got these guests for a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, and you're going to be sending them on excursions. But you can only send them on excursions if you roll the dice.
Yes.
Fine. And it's cold outside.
It is.
It's a problem. It's cold outside.
But you have to be outside to see the northern lights.
You do have to be outside to see the northern lights.
Inside your cabin.
Well, even to go ice fishing, you can't really see the ice fishing from the boat.
That's true.
And our excursions are the little sort of wilderness walk, sunset walk. There's a little brewery tour. They're the best.
All tours are good.
Fine. There's a little reindeer excursion where you can go and play with the cannibal reindeer.
They're not cannibals.
What? Okay. There's a little bit of damage to our version of the game. We got a little bit of tear there. There's an ice fishing excursion. There's going to see polar bears.
Wow.
And then there's the stave churches at the end where you can go and have a wonderful celebration. Stave church is going to be useful and important during your game because it's going to set your captain power.
Yes.
Okay, so how does the game work? So, start of a turn. The rule book suggests that you have to roll the green dice before rolling the other dice.
That is the Northern Lights dice.
It is the Northern Lights dice. It's also nonsense. You can roll all the dice at the same time. The Northern Lights dice will always go at the top of here, and this is your this is like the sort of captain's concerns. So anything above this line is going to require us to keep our passengers warm. Anything below the line is kind of all right. It's not too cold on that excursion. So what we're going to do is we're going to arrange the other 5 dice. Start them here, below the captain's line, and we're going to look at the middle dice, the third dice in that sequence. So we're going in increasing sequence. The third dice in the sequence, in this case, is a pink dice, and is a 2. It's a medium dice, technically.
For the viewers at home, it's going to be that way.
I'm fairly certain you could have figured it out either way, because you're smart. So the medium dice is the third dice in that sequence. Anything above that dice is going to move up here because it's very cold in these areas and it's going to require you to keep people warm. Anything below the line is kind of fine. People are all right with that. But these passengers are it's a northern term, Nesh. They feel the cold too much. And these passengers are all right. They don't mind the cold. And what you're going to do as a player is you're going to pick one of these dice to complete one area of your player board. Now, your player board is split into the 5 dice colours. So you've got the white, the yellow, the brown, the blue, and the pink. And each of these are passengers that want to see a particular type of excursion. So the pink
seats on the boat.
Yeah, the seats on the pink. The people who are in this pink section want to go on a brewery tour. The people in the blue section want to go on an ice fishing trip. People in the brown section want to see reindeers. People in the yellow section want to see the sunset walk, mountain sunsets. And the people in the white areas want to see polar bears. At the bottom is the stave church. I will talk about that later. So what do our dice represent? Well, our 5 dice represent passengers that we're going to cross off these rows. And as we cross them off, we're going to eventually complete a row. And we're going to cross off the ticket. Put a little cross in here. And that gives you 1 ticket for that excursion. You're going to ignore the number in the side for the start of the game. That's for end game scoring. So if I've completed this row of 3, I think I'll just knock that over to a 4. If I complete this row of 3, I'm going to get, first and foremost, I'm going to get a bonus cross in the brown section. And you complete these from left to right, Kirsty. Bit of contention yesterday. You get a bonus cross in another section, and you can see what you get. It's either 2 or 1 additional crosses. You're going to cross off the ticket. Now, as soon as you cross off the ticket, it means when you go on an excursion, which we'll talk about in a minute, you multiply the number of tickets you've crossed off by the value of the excursion. So this brewery tour is only worth 4. It's not a great brewery. This brewery tour is worth 8. It's a much better brewery. The beer is better here.
It's not true.
It's true.
It's just a bigger pint.
It's fine.
You get more for your money.
Better. So you're going to fill in these rows. So if I were to pick the blue dice, for example, I would cross off 2 here. They're not going to get me very far. Now, we can always encourage passengers to go on those trips by getting them to see the northern lights, which is going to be our green dice. And if they come out on deck with us to see the northern lights, we can also encourage them to go on an excursion with us. So I could add 5 to my pink dice here to cross off 7 in the pink area, or 5 to the blue dice, or 5 to the brown dice, or in fact 5 to the yellow, or 5 to the white. However, every dice you take above this line,
that line,
yep, in the orange section, is going to mean you're going to have to cross off some of the heat because you're keeping people warm. So
cold?
if I add this dice, I'm going to cross off 5 here. Once these are gone, they are gone. And if you don't have enough heat to spend for a dice, you can't take that dice. No. So if I wanted to take this 6 and the 5 to complete 11, I would have to be able to cross off 11 here, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 gets me a good start, but only gives me 3 heat left, so I'm going to lose a lot of flexibility there. So you're going to pick which passengers you want to cross off and decide whether or not you want to use the heat dice to boost the northern light dice to boost the other dice. Anything you take above the line is going to cost you crosses here, and then
you cross off per pip on the dice. You do.
The other thing that you're going to do is this middle dice, which in fact was our pink dice, is going to dictate how far our boat moves down the river. Now, you've crossed off your passengers. You've moved the boat down the river. Now you need to go on excursions, and you've got little speedboat, I don't know, whatever, and you can. You can travel up to 3.
Tell you haven't been increased.
You can travel up to 3 spaces. So I can go 1, 2. I can find this jetty here, and I can go on this excursion. And this excursion will allow me, if I've got tickets for breweries or reindeers, or both, I can then create an excursion value from that. And what I'm going to do is look at the value of the excursion, compare it and multiply it by the number of tickets I've crossed off, and I'm going to put it in the first available circle for my excursions, which are over here. Now, if I put, let's say I've got a ticket in pink, and I come here, I will generate 1 ticket times 6. So I'm going to put 6 in this box here. The next box can only be filled by something that is larger than that 6. So not equal to or larger than 6. And it's the same throughout this board. Now, where there are 2, you can take people on both of those excursions.
Because they do both at the same village. These are village points where the jetties are.
So I could do both a reindeer and a brewery tour there. Very exciting.
It's fun.
Yeah, indeed. And so I can fill in a value for both my reindeer and my barrels, my beer barrels. Now, as you can see, that's quite a limited range. 1, 2, 3 gets you to actually, in this instance, there or there, which over here you've got a mountain stroll in the sunset and a brewery. However, on your board, you do have these little extenders of range, so you can cross these off to add 1 to range. So you can go up to 3. So I could go 1, 2, 3, and cross off 2 of these to get me to this polar bear excursion. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, but once you've used these 3 boosters, you're not gaining any more range. No. So as we progress through the game, we're going to follow exactly the same process. We're going to go all the 5. We're going to go all 6 dice. The Northern Lights dice is going to come up here. We're going to select the median dice. We're going to move the ship along. And then people are going to select which dice they want to use, crossing off their passengers, and then sending them on an excursion.
Things to bear in mind. When you are filling in your player sheets, boats, when you're filling in seats, there are these little pink face
royal seats,
which are the royal seats.
Yeah.
And when these have both been used, crossed off, you can activate the royal power. So in pink, it means you have a one-off use of moving up to 6 spaces.
That's on your setting an excursion. So instead of the 1, 2, 3, you can go 4, 5, 6.
Yes, but that's a one-off power.
Yeah, it is.
With the royal faces here, once you've gained those, you get to...
In blue.
Yes, on the blue one, you get to take the green dice without having to pay any heat.
Which is
to
nice.
Keep them warm. You can use most of these at the same time, except the blue dice and the yellow dice cannot be used on the same turn.
No, they can't.
The brown one, when you've completed these 2 royals, give you an extra ticket. Yellow, when you've completed these, gives you 3 to any dice. And the white, when you've completed these royal faces, gives you an extra excursion.
So you can visit 2 villages instead of 1.
So, for example, if it was heading towards the end of the game and you kept the ability, you could go there as 1 village and then
to another village, as long as it's within range.
Yeah. So you could do both of those on one. But all these powers are a one-off.
Yeah, they are. So as we play through, the other 2 stops on the way are these stave churches. And the stave churches are going to be multiplied. So this is worth 2. That one over there at the end of the route is worth 1. And you multiply all the tickets on all the boats, multicoloured, to give you an overall value, which you're going to put in the first one. Once again, the second one needs to be higher, so you might risk that a little bit. You can visit this one twice if you've got the range, so it is one way of doing it.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of the game, you are going to do some totaling. So at the end of the game, you're going to score all the excursions you've been on for each area, and you're going to put those in the total excursion value. You're also going to look at this value in the tickets that you've crossed off and create a ticket value here for each of the colours. You're going to fill that in these little green hexagons. And then the lowest of those green hexagons is going to be added to your captain power and added to the cost of the 2 stave churches. And the person with the lowest captain power is going to lose 15 points. And the person with the highest captain power is going to gain 15 points in the game.
Seems a bit harsh. It should be the way around.
In the game, at the end of the game, you're going to total all of these green hexagons and add or subtract the captain power to give you your final score.
Now, obviously, this is a 2-player game, so one player will receive a plus.
It's true.
And the other player will receive a minus.
Actually, both players could receive a plus, because if both players are equal, if both players are equal on captain power, they'll both get either a plus or a minus 15.
Yes.
To be fair, if that happened, we just wouldn't bother scoring it.
No.
It's just not worth it.
In a multiplayer game, it can massively
swing
change.
the game. Yeah, swing the end.
As we found out yesterday.
Yeah. So that is how we're going to play Riverside. Let's do it. So, Kirsty, you want to roll the dice first?
Okay.
So we'll talk through our first couple of turns, and then we'll just get on with the game.
Ta-da.
Okay, so wonderful Northern Lights dice are going to come up here. We're going to distribute these evenly, and we come to our first point of interest. So our median dice could be any of those, and it's only the things that are higher than the median dice that will come up here. So at the moment, we get access to all of these without needing to cross off any heat, and the Northern Lights dice is only worth 1. We're also going to move about 3 spaces down the river.
1, 2, 3.
So now, Kirsty and I will pick a dice from the bottom, choose whether or not we want to add this to that dice, and then we'll head out on an excursion. So it's worth thinking at the moment where those excursions might be. So this one's within range, and this one is within range. This one is also within range.
So.
Oh, it also is also worth noting, you don't need to fill these top to bottom. You can distribute your X's anywhere in the seat on that row, but the rule is left to right. Kirsty.
Yes, I know. I was doing right to left yesterday.
It's amazing how quickly she got those royal seats filled in.
I didn't use them. Just say, straight away. Okay. So I'm going to be taking 1 heat.
As am I.
Taking the yellow dice, which will give me 1, 2, 3, 4. I did it right to left again.
Yep, left to right.
I know it doesn't matter because it's 4.
Still
which
matters.
Then gives me 2 pink.
Yeah.
Which I'll then put in.
So I'm going to do similar. I'm going to take the heat dice, the Northern Lights dice. I'm going to add it to the white dice, and I'm going to cross out the second row. 1, 2, 3, 4, which gives me that ticket, and that gives me 2 to cross off in brown as well. So we're just going to cross off a couple of brown, and now we get to pick our excursions. So I'm going to go on a polar bear excursion, which is going to get me, I've only got 1 ticket. 1, 2, 3, it's within range, and it's worth 12. So I'm going to put 12 in my first polar bear excursion.
So I've got 1 ticket in yellow. So I'm going to put 1 ticket for 8 for here. Unfortunately, I don't have a pink.
So, end of that round. Pick the dice up. And we roll the dice and move into round 2. So our Northern Lights dice is still pretty low, as are our other dice.
I like that though.
Although this is an intriguing little challenge. The boat is moving 1, so we move to there. These 2 come up here.
Oh no.
I agree on the oh no. That's an intriguing little conundrum.
Okay. I'm taking the Northern Lights dice and the pink dice.
That's 6 heat you need to add there.
Or will I? Yeah, I will. I'm just going to do it. 1, 2, 6.
So I'm going to take the yellow dice and the Northern Lights dice. So that gives me 3.
1,
Complete on yellow.
3. 2.
And I get 1 onto blue for that. So this excursion, I'm going back, which you can do, 1, 2, 3, to this village to take an 8 on my afternoon stroll in the mountains.
Lovely. Oh look, I've got my excursion. So I just circle.
Can you cross out there?
No, that's when I use it. That's how I remember.
Oh, okay, fair enough, fair enough. I just look on my player board to see.
So I will. I believe I'm going to pink for 1 ticket. Or
Let's see if Kirsty can roll higher than either of us have done so far.
don't mind the low numbers though.
I do.
Means it gets slow. There we
6. That's it. Well,
6, 6, 6.
so those are going to go down there. These are going to come up here. The boat's going to move 2. 1, 2.
I don't mind if it's a slow movement boat.
Do you not?
No, I really don't. Ooh. I'll be taking the 2 pink, which completes me another row on pink and gives me 2 yellows. And I'll do 2 tickets in pink now. So 2 times 8 is 16, which is greater than 4.
I've still not made a decision yet.
That's my excursion done.
So I am going to take this yellow dice and this heat dice for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To fill in here. So that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to give me that ticket and 2 into blue. 1, 2, which gives me 1 into pink. I get a ticket on blue as well. And I am going to go on. Have you picked,
white or blue.
Have you picked your excursion yet?
Yeah, did my pink 16.
So I'm going to go ice fishing here, which is just going to give me 6 points for ice fishing.
Nice.
But the heat is getting used up. So my turn to roll the dice after completing excursions.
Another 6.
Yeah. Boat moves 2, 1, 2.
Nice.
These numbers are really low, but the boat moves slower, so you still get a chance to accumulate a lot, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So I've only got 5 heat left, so I can't take this heat dice at the moment.
Decisions.
I'm going to take the pink, which gives me a pink ticket, and it gives me a brown as well.
I can't improve any of my excursions.
It's a challenge.
Which means I don't think I can place them in. Because I don't have any tickets in white or blue at the moment. I don't really want to take a 6 hit.
No, it's a lot of heat.
So, although it would be beneficial maybe with the excursions. I do know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go crazy.
Okay, go crazy.
So I'm going to take 6 heat.
And what colour dice?
The blue.
Okay.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I've only got one left.
Jump.
Oh no.
I am then going to go on this
So,
pink excursion for 8.
2 blue. 1, 2 blue, and then 6.
So I'm only lacking at the moment a reindeer excursion, and it's really important to try and balance your excursions so that the minimum value here for your captain power remains quite high. It's going to make a potential difference in the game, and if there is a tiebreak at the end of the game, the captain power will split the tie. So you want to get as high a captain power as possible.
So, from where I am, I can hit that one at Canada.
You can, yeah.
1 ticket. Oh, I haven't got any tickets in brown.
Nope.
Got 1 ticket in blue. So I'll take 1 ticket in blue.
For 6.
And then I've got 2 tickets in pink.
Which gives you 10. You can't take it
Can't
because
take
you're not going to.
Okay.
It's your turn to roll the dice.
Oh.
Nearly stole that privilege from you. Although the rulebook says the captain rolls the dice all the time, so it's the same. Technically, in the rulebook, it's the same player who's always rolling the dice. This is more interesting. So the boat's going to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, nice.
Let's just speed it up. It found its engine again. Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Ooh.
I'll be taking one of the 4s. I just don't know. Can't make my mind up which one yet. Oh, actually, I'll take yellow.
I'm going to be taking the white 4, which completes my bottom row. Gives me a ticket in white, thankfully.
So I'm going on to this excursion, which I now have 3 tickets in yellow, which gives me 18 points, and my previous one was 8, so that's fine. I'm also going on this ice fishing expedition. My previous one was 6, so this one is 7, so it still boosts. I probably want to hold off on my next ice fishing excursion until I can get some reasonable points for ice fishing. And I still have polar bear issues.
For my excursions, I can't take a reindeer one, so I may as well try and take this one if I can. So I've got 2 tickets in yellow for walks. I can do 2 times 6 is 12, which is greater than the previous 8. And I've now got 1 ticket
in blue, so
in blue, which is just 1 higher than the last one.
Yeah, same as me. Okay, let's see where we go next.
I'm not going to be taking any heat this round.
Okay, so there we go. So
Boat moves 2.
Boat moves 2.
Decisions.
I'm going to take the last of my heat to take this 5, and I'm going for brown.
I'm going to take the blue, 1 blue, which completes my second row in blue, and gives me 2 brown.
5. So that's going to give me 2 brown tickets and 2 yellows. 1, 2, and 1 pink, which is nice. I'll get another pink ticket.
So that's given me.
Okay, so I am going to pick an excursion.
White. 7. No, for 1.
I'm going to take the stage church, and I'm going to put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 in my first stage church.
Right, 9 tickets already.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be more sense to do that instead.
Well, there'll be another opportunity to go to the stage church. Even if it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
it'd only be if we rolled 5 6s, which is unlikely. Watch it happen.
Whose turn is it to roll?
Yours.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't far off, to be fair.
Sorry.
Okay. So they go there. That goes there.
It's a 6 there.
The 2 6s.
Oh no.
Sorry, the blue 6 should have been down there. The 6s come up. And that
So
leaves us with those to choose. So we move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can still get to the stage church, so that's fine. Doesn't help me massively.
Doesn't help me because I need blues and whites. Oh. Okay. Okay. I'll be taking the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the yellow. Just give me another yellow ticket. And I get to push 2 blue. 1, 2.
Okay, so I'm going to use my yellow bonus because I've got 2 royal seats in yellow to add 3 to the pink, to the brown dice to give me 5 in brown. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which gives me another reindeer ticket plus 2 in pink.
I could use my power dice for that one. Had 3. It's not going to finish it, but.
So I am now going to take this reindeer excursion, which 3 tickets, 8, 16, 24. Okay.
I don't have any reindeer tickets available.
I didn't until now.
So my excursion will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 2, 16 for my state church.
Okay, let's roll the dice.
Some high numbers.
Yeah, interesting. So 4 is going to be moved. Those 2 are going to come up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That stopped on a reindeer excursion.
Doesn't help me. Okay. I will take the blue 4, which is going to complete all my seats on the blue, which means that when I take the excursion, it's going to be as high as I can possibly go. So 1, 2,
Yeah, I think I'll
3,
take
4,
blue.
which gives me 2 tickets and gives me 1 pink and 1 yellow. I'm going to take a blue excursion here, which is 4 times 4, which is 16. And if I can take the white excursion, which I've only got 1 ticket in white for 9, but I'll take it because it's higher than the 7 I've got, and my boat's empty on white.
So I'm going to take this reindeer excursion back here for 10. I've got 3 tickets. That's going to give me 30 for that reindeer.
Yeah. You definitely want this one.
I don't know. Roll the dice.
Okay. Is it my turn? There we go.
It really doesn't matter.
Yes, there's one heat in my bed.
So they're coming up here. They're in there. That was a rubbish roll. It moved
It's not a rubbish
1.
roll.
It's a
good
rubbish roll. I'm going to take the 1 yellow, which gives me another yellow ticket, but also gives me 2 in the polar bears, which could be useful.
So I am going to
Okay, I'm going to spend an extra range to come here and take 2 blue tickets to give me 14 in that nice trip excursion, and in yellow I am going to get 24.
So I'm going to take the green dice with the yellow.
That's your last heat.
Yep, which is fine. It gives me 2, but it enables me to use the
Next turn you can use
royal
power.
power if I want to. But it doesn't give me any additional tickets. So for my excursion, I don't have any reindeer tickets yet. I still only have 1 on the whites. I've got 4. Can't do any of the blues anyway. So where can I get to? This 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, this one might be.
Okay.
1, 2. So I've got 2 times 5. I can't do. 4 times. Oh, that's full anyway, and I can't do any brown. I don't think I can do any. Maybe. Okay, I've got 3 tickets.
In yellow.
1, 2, 3. So 3 11s are 33. So I'll do that one. Sorry.
That's
Don't know if I knocked.
No, so we've got that set up this time. The boat's moving 3. 1, 2, 3. So as soon as a boat lands on the anchor after a roll, that ends the game. You don't get to place a dice that turn. It just ends the game. I'll take a white. 3. 1, 2, 3, +2 bonus there.
Okay, I'm going to use my power, which enables me to use the green dice without any expense.
Which is nice, so that's +5 to whatever you choose.
So 5 onto... Can't do it on the brown because I don't have the space for the brown. It's going to have to be the white because I haven't got any here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which has given me my ability to do an extra jetty. It's given me 2 blues, which are pointless because my blues are full, but it's given me a ticket. Then I can take the 3 whites. 1, 2, 3. And now my excursions.
I'm going to use my range booster to get a nut to come to this polar bear for 24.
So
Meet up.
1, 2. So I go there, which gives me 9 times 2 tickets is 18. Do I do this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 times 12 is 24. In comparison to 2, so close to the 3rd ticket. Decisions. So.
Kirsty will make a decision.
Oh.
Sooner or later.
8. I've only got 2 there, which is that one there. I'm not sure I can do any excursions.
That's kind of how the game works, unfortunately.
4. Still got no brown tickets. I've done my yellows, I've done my blues. Can't come this way, can you?
Yeah, you can.
You can.
Yeah, it's only where the gaps are blocked.
1, 2, 3. So I could come to the 8. 8, what about that?
Have I got all the dice?
I'm just checking. Maybe I should just take 12.
Why not?
I was hoping to go a bit higher by completing that next.
Don't forget, this is the last time you're probably going to be able to get that polar bear. After that polar bear's done. There are no more polar bears.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
So I need to take 2 extra moves. 1, 2,
and 24 points.
24 is 2 times 24. Okay. So.
That's fine. It was there.
So
There's
3
there,
moves.
and we're moving through. 1, 2, 3. I will take the 3 pink. Blue, 2 yellow.
Oh no. I'm going to use my power to add 3 to the dice.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
And I'll be doing it to brown. I think. Brown. So that would be 5 in brown.
So I'm going
So
to
I'm going
this
to cross
brewery.
that up.
6 times 3.
So it gives me 5 on the brown. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's giving me 1 pink there. Which is not.
Nope.
And
what's your excursion?
messed up. So I've used that power, I've used that, I've still got this one, and I've still got my extra ability to do 2.
So the game gets a bit thinkier than you might expect towards the end of the game, but not that thinky.
So,
and this could potentially be the last turn, depending on how the dice fall.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I use that one to make it 7 with my power.
And why would you go to polar bears when you filmed them?
It's not polar bears, I want to get to that one.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can. I think you've got to stick.
Why? Because I've got this power that I haven't used, and there's still one of those.
Do you want to pass me the rule book?
1
1 second.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, +1 symbols can still be used, so you can.
So get to there. 8 times 2 is still 16, isn't it?
Yep.
So it doesn't matter. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Might have been wise to work that out before asking for the rules
I'm sorry.
clarification. So what excursion are you doing? Can I recommend reindeer?
Yeah. So I can do 2.
If Kirsty doesn't get any reindeers at this point in the game, her captain power for that will be 0, and she almost certainly...
Okay, I'll do my ability to do 2 trips and do 2 reindeers.
Okay.
That one and that one. So
Okay.
the first one going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I use my extra power, and I use that.
Although I'm not sure you can do that.
Why?
Because I think, let me just check. Go on excursion in 2
jetty is a
different
separate
villages.
jetty.
In order of your choice, both villages must be within range. So yeah, you're
They
fine.
are. That
that's
one
fine,
and that one.
Yeah, that's fine. So you got what,
So I've
14
got
and
2
20
times 7 is 14,
and 20,
and then 20 for my second one.
and then all the dice.
We've got 2 places that can take excursions. And no powers left. I forgot we got an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that one. I've done that one. I've done that.
1, 2, 3. I'll take the brown. I can't take the pink. So I'll take 1, 2, which gives me 2 white. Which gives me 2 blue.
So
4.
12, 13. Can't make the church.
No, I can't either. So I'm going to add a ticket to my barrels. That's 4 tickets at 6, which is 24. And I suspect I'm done for the game because unless we roll all 1s, it's highly unlikely that the game will persist past the next round.
So I'll take the brown.
Okay.
I think. So 1, 2, 3, which has given me that power.
Yep.
No more tickets, unfortunately. Does the ticket go to this or this? When you take a
pick
ticket?
one excursion to take the
Okay.
ticket on.
So 3 times 6, which is 24, or 3 5s, which are 15. So I'll take it onto the barrels and use that one. 24 there. Don't have it on my reindeer. So should we
Roll the dice.
roll the dice?
Technically, roll the dice because it could
If
persist.
they all come out as 1s, come on, come out as 1 or 2.
They're not.
1 or 2.
I've already started adding mine up.
Ones or
I know
twos.
they're not coming out like that. Yep, no. It was.
It's close though.
Actually, no, it is. The boat is only moving. Oh no, the boat isn't moving 1.
Why?
Because that is where we're at, and the median value is 3, so it goes to there, and that ends the game. So we add up all our excursion totals and add up all our excursion totals here, and we're going to add them to these excursion boxes. Then we're going to add up the value of all the tickets we collected and add them to these boxes, total of them to give us our our sort of starting score.
It's all quiet.
Yep, it is. It's just maths. Maths always goes quiet.
Yeah.
So I'm nearly done on mine, so that's quite nice. I think I've found my lowest value, which is going to be 33. So you look down here for your lowest value. This is 33 for me. So I transfer that 33 into this box just here. That becomes 33 just there. I add the value. I add the value of my stave church, which is 18. That goes in here. This is going to be fun, writing it upside down. Fortunately, 8 is the same no matter which way you write it, even though I've written it badly. And then you total those to give you a total captain power, which is 51 for me. Hopefully that's beaten Kirsty, so I get extra 15 points. And now I'm just going to total all of these down here to give me my total down here. Why are you being so cryptic? Talk to the people instead of just staring at my sheet.
I was just
Sorry, this feels painful now.
So, do you add a minus for captain power?
Pardon? It depends. What's your captain power?
60.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
You check.
So you will gain, yours is more than mine. So you don't add it, you add 15. I reduce my total by 15. And I end up with 275 as my total.
253. That's mine, I think. Just check the maths, please.
Your maths is clearly wrong because you've added 15 to 268 to get 253.
I took it off. Sorry, I took it off.
So that was wrong.
I took it off.
Always worth having a calculator for these final totals just to speed things up.
28.
Against 275. Right. And that's our final score, so Kirsty wins. Shocker. Yes. So there you go. Riverside.
Ta-da.
Okay, initial thoughts?
It's great.
Right, thank you for that really insightful review of Riverside. Oh, sorry. Oh, you finished at that.
Bearing in mind that this was a complete unexpected purchase. It wasn't on any of our lists. Nope. It was just a wonderful little find. It's great to meet the producers and meet the people behind the stories and see how it's, gone from
what do you think about
an idea. I'm trying. Stop interrupting. I'm struggling with a sore throat. So it's great to see how an idea goes from a little seed all the way through to fruition to actually being able to purchase the game from the designers themselves. That's, that is just a fantastic opportunity. As a roll and write, I feel this delivers a little bit more than others we've played and maybe in our collection. It just, there's a simplicity to it, but it's thinking at the same time.
Yeah, if I've got
it's colour matching, but actually you're kind of, okay, well, if I put it here, it's going to give me that bonus, which I don't have any there, so I need to, and it's about placement as well.
Yeah, and it was close. It was a very close game. The 15 points swung it at the end. So my overall total was greater than Kirsty's, but that minus 15 and plus 15 made a big difference at the end of the game.
I think it's a very interesting little concept to add in there.
If I've got any criticism of the game, it sometimes can become, although it's simultaneous play, can become a little bit too thinky. And for me, I kind of feel like sometimes I'm waiting around for moves to be taken when I've already taken my moves. It's fair because I think actually a roll and write that generates a lot of AP might be. This isn't Welcome to Las Vegas, which is full of it. Yeah. But this is every now and again, especially towards the back end of the tour, you are starting to, as you saw with some of the moves Kirsty was making, it does slow down a little bit.
I was so sure because he'd had I barely filled in any on my reindeer, so I assume I was really trying hard to push my points towards the end, and that does take a bit of calculating because I'm slow at maths.
Whereas I just use sort of generic rules of thumb to get me there if I can, for the most part.
But that's how different people play games differently.
Actually, that's worth a conversation at some point, perhaps. But actually, for the most part, this game is fantastic. As a roll and write, it works really well.
think it sticks to theme well. It's you're travelling
As
along
much as it
Riverside.
can.
No, there are some that it doesn't really make sense. Whereas at least this you're doing, you're increasing different powers to give you different.
And
Excursions,
you're loading passengers in for particular excursions because they're interested. Fine.
I like it.
It's all right.
There are worse roll and writes.
There are worse thematic roll and writes.
Yes, that's fine.
I'm not gonna stand up and shout this game is wonderfully thematic. It's passably thematic.
The artwork's cute.
The artwork's cute.
It's everything it needs to be from a roll and write.
Yeah.
The production level is much higher for the price that you pay than other roll and writes we've received.
I feel like at the moment it plays like 20 minutes, half an hour, quite nicely, and it's a good game, and it plays, and it's it's one you can get out on the table and play in under an hour, and that there's a huge amount of value in that in itself.
And the fact it's got a board, because not all roll and writes have boards, so it's nice that it's got that little travel aspect built in as well.
Yeah,
you're not that first.
I'm not precious about that, but actually
it keeps the theme,
and it creates some more challenging decision points. So overall, I think I would recommend this game. I think Kirsty would recommend it more than I would. But that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
But it's actually a very good game and a very good roll and write.
I'm very happy that we have added this to our collection.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely sits in my top 5 roll and write games because it does a lot of the things right, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
It's definitely worth checking out Chilifox games because they've got lots in the pipeline. So
I'm looking forward to see what comes next from Chilifox games because so far two titles and they're very good titles.
Smashed it out of the park with them.
Yeah. Okay. So if you've enjoyed this video, please, as I said at the start, like and subscribe.
Don't forget we're also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Just search for Ludus Vulpes.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks everyone. See you soon.